Hey everybody, welcome to the HIT.OR.DIE podcast. Here with your host Jake Saldati and Chad Rothford on a great Monday, I guess lunchtime, beautiful Monday on May 24th, 2021. Thanks again for all our followers out there and supporters. We, both of us, love you guys and appreciate it.
The YouTube challenge.
Hey, we were almost there. We had 8 more subscribers.
No, we got more than that.
Oh, we got more than 8?
I think it was like 11 or 12.
We got 11 extra subscribers, so we appreciate you, 11.
Now, the challenge is still going?
It's still going. We're about 700 away from 1,000, so any help whatsoever.
What do they need to do, Chad?
Will help.
What do they need to do?
You can go to we give that link tree when we do an episode, or you can go to YouTube and search the HIT.OR.DIE podcast, but it's easier if you do the link tree. What is that called? The link tree link that takes you to all our platforms, and you hit the YouTube, and then you just go hit subscribe. So you hit the link, hit the YouTube, hit subscribe, and you're done. You don't even have to watch it. You can go back to your listening platform.
Is that the catchphrase? You don't even have to watch.
You don't even have to watch.
It's so good, you don't even have to watch it.
But we've actually heard that it's fun to watch because we're so awesome to look at. Plus, our guests are great. It's better to watch the video. But yeah, just click it and forget it.
Yeah, and I got more messages through last week. Thank you for reaching out to some people in other parts of the country.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. With ties to back here, though. Mm-hmm. But keep that stuff coming. I love that. And then again, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Google Podcasts. Go to Twitter at HIT.OR.DIE Podcasts and on Instagram at HIT.OR.DIE. We appreciate all the support. We love it. I love hearing feedback. I got to talk to some people at the Dogs game. A couple listeners there, and it was just fun, man. I love that. So, and then also, getting to see people wear stuff out and about, and just I know you saw some at the City game a weekend ago. Mm-hmm. So now we love that stuff. Real quick to the Dogs softball team, we just wanted to say congrats on a great season. Mountain West champs. Went in Friday and knocked off the 2-seed Minnesota Gophers, and had a battle with UCLA Saturday with the lead late, and UCLA scratched one across. I believe it was in the 7th, and then they went an extra inning there in the 8th. Went down 5-1 and clawed a little back and chipped away and made a 5-4 final with an opportunity down to the last hitter to take that game against UCLA. They fell 5-4, and then Sunday lost, it was Sunday or Saturday night.
Yeah.
Fell to Minnesota to end their season, but what a run. Faced some adversity, had some challenges throughout this season to accomplish what they've accomplished and to play a lot of games in such a short amount of time. We wanted to wish them well, and congrats to them. And a lot of them should be coming back. I know there was more coming back next year, so it should be another good team and another good run, hopefully, and a chance to repeat. As far as the coaching situation there, I guess we're a little unsure what'll happen there. Who's going to take over? Is Coach Garza coming back?
As she should.
I know Pagbeater put out a comment or did a post on Facebook about it. I've only heard things secondhand, so I don't want to speculate, and I don't want to put that out there. Respect to the program and the coaching staff. Yeah, I just didn't think that was wise of us to do. But there is, we'll see what happens. There is a possibility she does come back. I'm not quite sure on that. But again, just congratulations to them, man. Good for the Dogs. We love our hometown teams. And also last week's guest, Mrs. Courtney Deifel and the Arkansas Razorbacks softball team swept through their regional. And we'll be hosting Arizona in the Super Regional this week. So good for them. They look pretty good, man.
Ooh, Pig Suey Razorbacks.
Now did you send her a text? Did you let her know how?
Yeah, I sent her a text. I said, woo, Pig Suey. And she sent back, heck yeah. And then I sent back the Will Ferrell thing where he's on the couch. Mom, meatloaf, and he's doing his hands in the air.
Wedding Crashers?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Because in our last episode, she said I was doing 2 hands. She said it's 1 hand. So I said, I'll do whatever I want. I'll do both hands. So
no, congrats to them and good luck.
It got scary in the final game.
Yeah.
Did you see the homer they called
Stanford?
foul?
Yeah.
And she got into it a little bit. It kind of reminded me of, her dad a little bit, getting after him.
She's not afraid to get after it.
No.
Yeah, so we'll be looking out for them the rest of the way through. Also, local news and local radio host I saw over the weekend, Christopher Gabriel, will be leaving ESPN Radio here locally for new opportunities. I just wanted to say congrats and well wishes to him on his next chapter. I didn't listen every day, but did listen from time to time. And, just looking forward to see where he'll end up in ESPN Radio.
Yeah. I know what you guys are all thinking. We are probably the ones that should take over that spot. And you're right. We are the ones that should take over that spot. But if you can help, anybody's got ESPN connections, we're going to try to use ours. But let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. ESPN, we're here. Our people love us. They hate us. It's exactly what you want in a sports show. And let's do it.
You're probably thinking. I love it. In Sports Center back in the day, I don't know if they still do it. I don't watch a lot of Sports Center. It's a lot of Disney Plus, Nickelodeon lately. Mm-hmm. But they used to do Did You Know as a piece in Sports Center. So I had some Did You Know for you, Chad.
Yeah. That I don't know, by the way, yet.
I mean, it's not like you got to answer anything, but you could say yes or no. Obviously, this is an easy one, and I'm sure you saw this yesterday. Phil Mickelson won the PGA Championship. Again, which I'm sure you did see.
I did see that he won it.
And did you know he is now the oldest major champion in tour history?
I did not know that.
Yeah. He is 50, yes. But yeah, that win yesterday put him in the books as the oldest major champion on tour.
Good for him.
A recent auction of a rare T206 Honus Wagner baseball card sold for $3.7 million. That is the fifth largest amount for a card. Do you know the most expensive card ever sold?
Well, it's probably Mickey Mantle rookie card.
Did you know the most expensive card ever sold is a 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle?
Wow, are you serious?
I don't know if it's a rookie card.
Hey, I don't care. I cannot believe I even got Mickey Mantle right.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
And he doesn't have mine. We have different notes. I don't
know. No, I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm 5.2.
If you could tell in my voice, I'm so excited. I can't believe I got it right.
5.2 million.
Wow.
For a Mickey Mantle. 1952.
Well, it had to be. I mean, how long was he in the league before 1960s when that home run thing was going on, right? So that was 8 years.
So it might have been a rookie card.
It might have been close.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it might have been.
There's a couple Mickey Mantle cards that are actually worth a lot.
Yeah.
I think there was in that top 10.
I almost said Babe Ruth too, but I was like, they didn't make
No, I don't even think Babe. Number 2, I believe, was LeBron James card.
Huh.
So, anyway. Scott Kazmir. Remember Scott Kazmir?
I do. But he looks kind of weird with long hair.
You did see him throw?
I saw him throw.
His debut for the San Francisco Giants was Saturday. After 5 years out of the majors. Mm-hmm. Dealt with some injuries and whatnot. It was against the Dodgers. He went 4 innings, allowed 2 hits, and 1 run while striking out 2. I don't believe he got a decision on that. They did end up losing to the Dodgers. But did you know he's still getting deferred payments from the Dodgers through 21?
I did not know that. So the Dodgers paid him to pitch against him.
Yeah, he signed a $48 million deal in 2016, and the last 2 years has not pitched, but it's deferred money, so whether he was playing baseball or not, he'd still be getting paid. Yeah. I think it's $8 million through 21. Did you know? Did you know that the NBA playoffs are going on right now?
I didn't even know basketball was still a sport.
I had to throw in a basketball reference.
I couldn't tell you.
Shout out to my buddy Daniel's.
Watch a basketball game.
Off the bench basketball guys. Yeah, you didn't know the NBA basketball playoffs are going on?
No, aren't they like playing games or something? Or
I think they're actually now in. I don't know.
Are the scores still 120 to 180?
I actually watched a little bit. I'm sure Lapp and Woody would be proud of me. I saw LeBron flopped bad.
Oh, did you see the post I put of Pilar got nailed with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball down on the ground 36 seconds. And LeBron James poked in the eye, down on the ground 80 seconds.
He got boxed out by Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Who's, I mean, the difference.
Yeah.
And he hit the deck like he got ran over by a Mack truck.
Like Chad Rothford.
Basically. And almost a fight was about to start out because of it.
Get out of here.
Somebody made a video of him accepting an Oscar.
I saw that.
Enough.
I mean, because Pilar that was bad.
Drilled. And he looked gnarly the next day. He was still at the park, man.
Still at the park.
Suited up. No, enough basketball.
Suited and booted.
Enough basketball talk. A little segue into we're gonna start with some high school stuff, but a little segue into high school. Did you know? This will be the last one. According to Max Preps, the top 25 in the central section.
Does not matter?
Max Preps, right? Because they have all their ratings and their strengths of schedule. Mm-hmm. The Central Grizzlies, as of today, have the toughest strength of schedule, 15.5. Did you know?
I did not.
Just wanted to throw that out there. So
good for them.
I think the Coyotes were actually in like the top 7 or 8. I should have counted it all, but
top 7 or 8 in the state.
In the section in strength of schedule. Getting into some high school baseball talk. Buchanan High is up to number 2, or at number 2 per Cal High Sports. They play tonight against Clovis North, and really a win against Clovis North is the only team that can, I think, catch them.
They play tonight on Monday?
Yeah, it said Monday night. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So.
Oh, yeah, I think the track is doing that. Yeah, everybody.
They can. This is their last week of league play. They can clinch tonight with a win, and they're currently 11-0, and the Broncos, I believe, are 7-4.
So the Broncos actually have to win this 3-2.
Now, I know Buchanan still has a game. I thought they had a game postponed with Clovis West.
Yes, they do.
That'll get made up in another week or so. So Buchanan can clinch. So by the time this comes out, we'll probably know if they win tonight or tomorrow, which will be Monday or Tuesday. This will be out Wednesday, if they're track champions or not. So you'll know.
Which they will be.
You'll know before this.
That lineup's just...
Yeah. And we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Southwest Yosemite League down in Baco. This is interesting. I wanted to bring this up because Liberty and Centennial are 8-3. Stockdale 7-4. But you have Centennial, who lost 2 of 3 to Liberty, but swept Stockdale. And Liberty has lost their last 2 to Stockdale, who they play tomorrow in the game 3. I just thought for seeding purposes, like who wins this league is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Coming down to seeding.
Definitely.
So stay tuned for that.
And I think those, definitely those 3 teams are going to be in the top 10 in the seedings, but I think they could even be in the top 5.
If not 1 or 2 of them.
Because obviously you have Buchanan, Bullard, Memorial, and then probably 2 of those teams mixed in the top 5 at least.
Yeah. Yeah. No, so tomorrow, Liberty's with Stockdale. That's a big... That's a big game, being a game up on Stockdale. And Centennial just kind of needs to win out, go game for game and stay there with the series win against Liberty.
Which is big.
So it'll be interesting to see how all that plays out. We'll try to keep you up to date as much as possible. In the CMAC, it's going to come down to probably Bullard and Memorial. It's going to come down to Bullard.
Not probably.
It's going to come down to Bullard.
Come down to that last week.
Bullard is 19-2-1, 9-0 in league. Memorial's 19-3, 8-1 in league. And having played both the last 2 weeks, which has been not so much fun, I'll be honest.
Tough 2 weeks there, Sally.
It's been a tough 2 weeks, but the good thing about it is we can forget about it. Right?
Yeah,
they're Division I guys. We knew it was an uphill battle going into it. We had a really good first week against Sanger, and me and Woody were talking. It's going to be the next 2 weeks will be a challenge. We could very easily be 0-6. We probably could have maybe won 2 games in there. We played pretty hard there. Friday had a chance to win that one, but these 2 teams I told you this over the phone. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Valley champion come out of the CMAC, whether it's Memorial or Bullard. Mm-hmm. There's differences between both.
Yeah.
And, again, I've seen them 3 times each. I like the pitching side to Bullard. And I think coming down the stretch, that'll be the upside. Because remember, you get into playoffs, you're playing 2 games.
Yeah.
Right now, we're playing 3, which may be helping guys find a decent piece out of the pen to help get through games. Mm-hmm. I like San Joaquin Memorial's offense a lot. I mean, they didn't, we pitched well on Friday. So it was a 3-2 final. They beat us. But our guy pitched really well. I thought he did a good job of keeping guys off balance, made some guys chase. Still a good lineup. Yeah. Still a dangerous lineup. And when they need to score a run, they know how to get on base and do that and score a run. And when they needed to, they did. I like Bullard's lineup. I don't want to not say I don't. I think 1 through 9 though, I think there's more challenges through that Memorial lineup. I think the Bullard pitching may have the edge, although Castro pitched well. I'm trying to remember the second guy.
Padilla pitched the second one.
Monterosa, I believe his name was.
No, Padilla pitched the third game. The Friday
game. So they pitched well. It's going to be fun. I think if anybody's got nothing going on, the track will be decided this week. Mm-hmm. Next week, Bullard and Memorial, barring neither of them lose this week. Well, I mean, they could still lose a game and have a shot. But next week, Tuesday, we're going Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
To close out for seedings the following Saturday, or that Saturday.
Yeah.
So Bullard will be playing Memorial next week. And
That's even tougher going 3 days in a row.
Yes.
So Bullard has the advantage. And because of pitching. Pitching is so important.
I think so. It's just my only question would be, can they shut that offense down for 21 innings?
Appleford is also out right now, right? Supposedly.
Yeah. Well, I know he came out against us with some arm soreness.
Yeah. So he's we'll see how that goes, and he didn't pitch this week
at all.
So we'll see what happens. Or he didn't pitch last week. Sorry for the show purpose. And then this week we don't know if he'll pitch or not. So because I know Schneider had to come in and close the second game, and I think he started the third game for Bullard. But like you said, when you get into playoffs, having 3 good pitchers, if they're all healthy, where you could piggyback games, start, relieve, that could take them a long way. And they did give Buchanan their loss, and I think it was because of the pitching. And that in high school, we both played it, we both coached it. Pitching is a big factor going into the playoffs, and normally is the deciding factor of winning ball games.
100%. And like I said, both lineups are good. I think lineup-wise, 1 through 9, I like Memorial. I just think there's more to deal with lineup-wise.
Yeah.
Saldivar and Seguspy.
When I went to recruit at your guys' game, Seguspy's probably the best player in the Valley.
He's pretty good, man. It was. I mean, Saldivar too.
And I haven't watched Buchanan. I know I'm going to get probably a lot of shit from Buchanan people, and I haven't watched them yet.
Well, I mean, we haven't talked about them yet. I was going to get to them.
Yeah, we'll get to them, but I think all around, Seguspy catches. He's pitched before. He plays center field. The way his body's built, like a legit Division I prospect. And then his bat, he's just got a level, smooth swing that I really like. That doesn't seem like it has a lot of holes. Nothing against Saldivar. I feel like I could get him out more than I could get Seguspy out.
We could have used you on the mound.
Yeah.
Well, I told him.
Not me personally, but
I told him Friday. I was like, bro, I put my hands. He's like, Coach, he mentioned the podcast. He was really complimentary to us, but I said, bro, I'm glad to see you go. 4 years of him.
Of who? Saldivar?
Was enough.
Yeah.
Both very, very good hitters.
Yeah.
And hopefully, a lot of good things come their way in the future. But I just think just that whole Memorial lineup.
I think as an all-around
the leadoff
player,
kid, we couldn't get the leadoff guy off the base. I mean, he was on, whether he worked a walk, he found a way on base. They can cause havoc on the bases. But again, Buchanan, so getting into Buchanan, that lineup's, again, 1 through 9, pretty deep.
Yeah.
Where I still think And I haven't seen Buchanan enough. So I don't want to say the pitching thing, to me, still favors Bullard. Although I like all their guys, Watson and Williams, and then Bernal. They're set up the same way for a 3 or 2 games a week in playoffs. I'm just saying those 3 guys, man. I think those 3 teams kind of separate themselves. We'll see what Bakersfield looks like. I haven't seen them. I only want to kind of talk about who I've seen. That way, I'm not just blowing smoke.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and in North sneaky, man. Have they lost a series yet? I thought I saw they hadn't lost a series in the track.
No, probably no, because they just took 2 out of 3 from Central in that tough game.
And again,
and they are sneaky, but I think, besides pitching, the next factor is defense. If you don't make errors and you make the plays and you play the game the right way on defense, you're going to win ball games too, And we know that being coaches, and errors kill you.
Yeah, and I think Memorial had some lapses again last week with us.
Yeah, they did.
And I don't know if that's because the scoreboard was dictating kind of how they were playing. I mean, it was pretty rough because that's not typical of them. Memorial or Buchanan's solid.
Yeah,
as is Bullard. So, all those pieces. I think Clovis North is right there. And again, I wouldn't be surprised to see Central again. 2 guys, 2 days a week. Central's got some arms where they can beat guys. They played tough against Buchanan. They had 2.
And they have a good lineup too. I mean, McCurley is right there with the player of the year in the track conversation.
Yeah.
So
it's not over. I just think that those 3 teams kind of separate themselves.
They do. And I don't think many people will argue that.
And I'm not trying to take anything away from the track. The CMAX got 2 really good teams in it this year. And, I mean, Memorial's been really good the last handful of years, let's be honest. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. I think, again, next week, if you got some time available, I would head on out to Bullard or Memorial. They're going to be some fun games to watch. It's gonna come down to that for the CMAC.
Yeah.
And again, if you look at Memorial, they have 2 losses to Buchanan, and I think that Sanger loss might hurt come down the road. Again, it depends on what happens next week. I think Bullard.
I mean, I hope it doesn't. With seedings and stuff, like baseball's baseball, man. You could lose to anybody any day of the week, and if they say they have 1 loss to Sanger and they lose 2 to Bullard, just say, and they have 3 losses in league, that 1 loss shouldn't affect seedings, I don't think. Because they've also had a strength of schedule that's pretty good, playing all the Clovis teams.
100%. So, and I think Bullard lost to Clovis, where Memorial beat Clovis, and then Bullard's got that tie to Clovis West,
where Memorial beat Clovis West,
and they beat Buchanan, and they got 2 of 3 from Clovis North too, Bullard. Yeah. So next week's huge.
Yeah.
If you're into the high school area and the high school baseball, next week's showdown is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
But come playoff seeding, everything's riding on next week. So you're going to see 2 teams flat out getting after it. I think the dugout, it's going to be intense. I might be late to our game just to go watch a little bit of it.
No, you won't.
No. It's moving on.
HIT.OR.DIE might be out there, though.
HIT.OR.DIE might be out there. We got a representative that might make it out there. College baseball. Fresno State wrapped up their home season this past weekend with UNLV. 19-23, 15-16 in conference. They've won 9 of the last 13. And they won the series against UNLV over the weekend, 2 of 3. So they'll finish the regular season this week at Air Force. Saturday night we got to go watch, and it was Noah Beal and Jake Dixon, which was pretty cool. Noah Beal had a really cool, nice, big cheering section. Yeah, a lot of family, it looked like. There was one idiot out in the crowd, just really loud and obnoxious, and made it kind of hard for a little bit, and I think they threw him out, which was good. But he was kind of chirping the whole game and chirping at Noah, and yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, it was loud, dude. It was while he was pitching.
So what?
I don't know, man.
Sugar Bear used to be loud all the time.
Yeah, but not while guys were in their windup.
What are you talking about?
I don't remember doing that.
Sugar Bear?
I just remember, like, if you picked, he'd make a comment after you picked. Swing and a miss. I guess maybe he did do some stuff. You know how you say that.
Let's not make it hard on the players out there. Let's make it as easy as possible.
It was kind of Bush. It was, I'm all for some, but.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
I don't think you would have liked it, personally.
I don't.
Go ahead.
I mean, I've been in there in this situation, so I mean, I had to wear some shit, so I'm
true.
Fucking wear it.
True.
I mean, I've had to wear some because I'm not your average human being.
No,
I've had to wear some very hurtful things in my career playing baseball, so I don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, and the way to overcome that is to shut them up with,
which I did a lot of the times,
sitting guys down or he came out in the fourth down 2-0.
But he did good.
No,
he threw good.
He was pitching fine.
Yeah, and I'm not nothing against Beal.
No. I know. It's that across like anywhere.
Yeah,
I get you.
Wear it, man.
Yeah, wear it. I got you.
Baseball. It's college baseball. You wouldn't imagine the things that big time.
I guess because I was trying to enjoy the game with my daughter.
Yeah.
And nephew, and like it was really obnoxious. Like
I could see that
after
as like
4 innings,
as like a fan.
Even I was like, man, just be quiet. Like,
yeah,
everybody took it just took the attention to him, and it was hard to focus on.
He was probably hammered.
I don't know. Probably he stayed for both games, I guess, but they ended up
he was
leaving or getting him out of there. So, Sac State finished up their regular season, or the WAC did, anyways. 34-20 overall, was 22-14 in conference. They got the 2 seed in the WAC. I bring this up because the WAC tournament starts Thursday. Last week on the podcast, we mentioned that Cal Baptist and Grand Canyon were tied atop the leaderboard there in the WAC. They were playing each other last week. 4-game series. They split. They're co-champs of the WAC. Sac ended up getting the third spot or second spot.
Because, go ahead.
Because Cal Baptist is in there, I believe it's their third of their 4th year in a D1 transition process. So when they took the invitation to come into Division I, there is a process, a competitive process that they have to go through. So like their basketball team, their women's basketball team went undefeated and wasn't allowed to get into the NCAA tournament because of this 4-year process. So Cal Baptist baseball will finish up, I believe it's with Riverside this weekend, and their season will be over without the opportunity because of this NCAA rule to play in the postseason. So they have to withdraw their team from the WAC tournament because if you can't play where you can get an automatic bid.
Stupid. Malarkey. It's just terrible. Like,
and good for the players, by the
way. How could you do that as NC2A? We're going to allow you to come to a Division I, but you have to be on probation for
4 years.
For 4 years?
I mean, coaches can get fired after 4 years.
Well, what are you going to do recruiting-wise? Hey, we really like you to come to our school and only play conference play and only play a regular season schedule. No postseason. No opportunities. You know how fun it is to get to a regional and make a regional and be in a regional? Just the regional, not even going to the super regional.
No, I don't know.
Well, it's freaking awesome.
I'm being a smart ass.
You know what I mean? I know you're being a smart ass, but like to be there and be the number 1 team in your conference and not be able to go to the tournament even, and then a regional, it's just.
Well, that's why I said good for the kids. For that,
I mean, it is good for them and good for the coaches to have the kids buy into that and understand the process, because that's tough to do. That's tough. I don't know if I could do that, because you go play college baseball to go to the tournament, man, and get yourself on national TV, because a lot of teams don't play on national television until those big regionals. So. Good for them, like you said, but that's hard to swallow, and the NC2A needs to do a better job of that, because that doesn't make any sense. If they're good, they're good.
Why invite them?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm almost like I don't have any words, because I don't want to say anything nice about the NC2A for doing that.
I don't. Yeah, I mean,
I don't get the rule.
Yeah, I probably need to look into it more.
Like if a team does something bad, like USC or like in football and stuff, where they do something bad and they're on probation, that's one thing. But to get accepted or invited into a D1, league and be able to play, why should there be a probationary period for the postseason? It makes no sense. If they're good, they're good. Like you want them in because they're good, obviously. So why don't you let them
play?
And if they lose, they lose. And
because you invite a team that's facility wise up to par.
Yeah.
To be in Division I. Mm-hmm. So they cross that box off. Recruiting wise, in order to be considered Division I, you have to be decent recruiting. Your athletic programs have to probably win a little bit.
Yep.
Right. So let's cross that box off. What's any other reason though? I can understand if they go, we got to invest in our facilities a little more, right? Give us some time to recruit more Division I type players, or use that as a selling point. But if you're being what do you need, 2 years? I don't know. I'm not at the college level, so. But it's California, and there's a lot of good baseball from the southern border to the northern border. Mm-hmm. And now being Division I think that kind of helps recruit itself maybe a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
So I just thought it was interesting why a 4-year, like maybe 1 year, a transition.
Maybe 0.
I don't know. Like you said, if you're good enough, you're good enough.
You're good.
And with baseball, again, like we just said a few minutes ago, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was interesting. So no Cal Baptist in the postseason this year. I think they're at 37 wins right now. And they will not get to play beyond this weekend. So congrats to them, their players, for committing to the program.
Yeah,
that's big.
Definitely.
Moving on to some Major League Baseball. And again, we can go 0.0. It's a little disappointing. It's getting dark for the Baltimore Orioles. 17-29, 11 back in the East, 10.5 out of the wild card, 1-9 in their last 10, and they've lost 6 straight. There's a slim chance.
There's still a chance.
There's still a chance. We shall see with the Baltimore Orioles, and I saw that Chris Davis is out for the year.
Has he even played this year?
I don't believe he has. So anyways, 0.0. We might slowly phase out the
moving on
the update. You had Mercedes with the White Sox hit a 3-0 tank off a position player.
Yeah, El Tortuga,
who I love. I love it. I think this is his second
pitching appearance.
Yeah, pitching appearance. Hit a 3-0 shot, 3-0 home run.
On like a 55 mile an hour.
They were all like that.
Ephus pitch.
I think it was, so 15-4.
3-0.
The top of the ninth.
47 miles an hour. First of all, do you know how hard that is just to hit a 47 mile an hour Ephus pitch? That's already hard.
He was little hit-or-die Keezy right there for you people my age.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with that?
No.
Do you think La Russa should have backed his player?
Yes.
I know this is a week old. We tend to get to these late.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Because it always happens in between.
Yeah, it always happens between we're recording.
I think there's no problem with it. You have a position player, first of all.
Why? And so why do you have a position player pitching?
Because you don't want to waste your pitching.
Right? You're trying to save your bullpen.
Yeah, you're trying to save your bullpen.
So what are you saying to the other team?
You're saying you don't care anyways.
Okay, so let's say
you're saying the game's over.
Let's say he took a strike, and it's 3-1. And we talked about this with Tatis last year. 3-1, the same 50 mile an hour floater, and he hits it out. Would they have made a big deal about that?
No.
Again, is it an unwritten rule?
That's not the unwritten rules that aren't written down. Yeah, no. I don't know. I don't see a problem with it. I don't know why they were even the Twins threw at him the next game. Like, yes. Why are you mad about it? You're literally saying the game's over.
Yeah.
What are we gonna start doing? Let's just put run rule games in then. If we're gonna start doing this and everybody's gonna get mad at everything, let's start putting in 10 run rule games in. All right, it's 10 run rule, game's over. We don't want anybody to have hurt feelings past the 7th. Like, what are we doing? Play the game of baseball.
And for La Russa to say,
I don't care what the count is.
I understand, them being upset or where like your own teammate, like Tim Anderson was like, no, good for like, go get it.
Yeah.
Then don't pitch a position player.
It's funny because if the score,
who's that really embarrassing?
Well, it's funny though, if the scores say 0-0 and you got your 4-hitter up and it's like 5th or 6th inning and it's a 3-0 count, you're going to give him the green light. Are you going to be mad if he hits a home run and now you go ahead 1-0? Are you going to be mad at that? No. So are we just making a case for because the game's already blown out of proportion? But these guys are playing for their livelihoods. They're playing baseball. Like, it's a 3-0 count. I'm going to freaking swing if I want. Who cares if I swing? I don't want to walk maybe. Or I don't want to, guess what? You throw 2 more over. I don't want to strike out on a position player and have it be embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that go on. It's like, just play the game of baseball. If you don't want me to swing 3-0, then don't get the 3-0. Throw strikes. You're a pitcher. That's your job. I know he's not a pitcher, but that's why it even
in other instances.
Yeah, that's why it makes it worse. It's the position player
right
up there. Like, who cares at that point? I mean,
I just think it's shitty on La Russa to not back his and like
La Russa shouldn't even be coaching.
I understand I don't even understand. Okay, I'm gonna go backwards.
Yeah,
I don't understand that unwritten that written rule. I don't. Again, who's it embarrassing on? It's embarrassing for the Twins. You're getting your ass kicked. Mm-hmm. You have a position player who's not thrown once this year, now twice. It looks bad on you. It doesn't look bad on him.
Yeah. Your guys aren't doing their jobs. You're in the big leagues.
Well, and they're in last place in the division. They have the same record as the Baltimore Orioles. Who would have said that coming out of spring training?
No. Yeah. You would have had them in the top of the league division.
So
somewhere.
It just I didn't have a problem with it. And most of the stuff that I've seen or read didn't have a problem with it. And I saw CC Sabathia scorched La Russa.
Yeah, everybody has.
So, and he had it coming. I don't know. I disagreed with him not standing behind his player. Kind of the way like Tingler didn't with Tatis. And I've seen some people the other side of the fence on that and thought that was,
I heard he got the take sign, which who gives you the take sign in big leagues up 15-4? I don't know. I don't know if that's a story somewhere or what, but that's different. If you get the take sign and swing, but La Russa's not. He's worried about how much alcohol he's drinking after the game.
What about the back-to-back no-hitters last week? Detroit and the Yankees. Back-to-back days.
What about it?
And that's the 6th no-hitters?
6 no-hitters.
And we're not through May yet?
2 months in. And the record's 8 in a season or something? Or
I don't even know. Do you feel like this is the best? These are the best players.
These are the best players
ever.
Not ever. These are the best players that baseball has to offer.
I mean, you've heard that statement, right? These are the best athletes.
No. These are the biggest, the fastest, and the strongest athletes that have ever been in the game. But they're not the best baseball players to play this game.
I agree with you.
Not even close.
I saw a stat too. I think the Phillies. Was it the Phillies? Tony Gwynn had a season where he struck out.
He struck out 15 times in a season, and the Phillies struck out 15 times in one game.
In one game?
I know. I saw that too, but it's kind of like, well, who cares? Teams strike out 15 times a lot. That's not. Now, if it was like one guy struck out 15 times in a week or like 3 games, that's a story.
15 times in 535 at-bats.
Yeah, it was Tony Gwynn.
95 season. Again, I understand. Hitting baseball is difficult.
Very difficult. But we're making it more difficult.
I mean, the Mariners have been no-hit twice.
They're under the Mendoza line as a team, batting average. That's hard to do.
It's interesting when you just hear people talk about the state of the game. And then you hear people talk about the players and that the athletes, they're the best athletes, and maybe they are more athletic. That doesn't make them good.
Nope.
I've seen some shitty base running. I'm still seeing the catching one knee pass balls.
Bad fielding. No hustle.
I mean, we just had a shift last week where we talked about on the show where Torres scored from first base. It's interesting. And speaking of the changes in the game, they put out a report, I guess, that they're seeing an uptick in stolen bases across the board where they changed all the rules, whether it be the base size, the distance between the bases, or the pickoff moves, where you're limited to...
minor leagues you're talking about.
Yes, yeah. Where they're testing all these new rules. Every league where they've had changed rules to basically benefit the offense, right? Because pitchers in, I forget which side, have to step off when they pick. And the other one was they're limited to, I think, 3 or 2. And if they don't pick off on the third one, if they don't pick him off, it's a balk. So they're seeing more stolen bases.
No shit. I mean, I don't even have to be able to see to know that was going to be freaking.
So I don't understand, like... It was on CBS, right? CBS.com had a report on it. Like, are they really going to bring this to Major League Baseball?
I hope not. I mean,
what's the point of testing this? You change the rules and test it for what?
I know, but I hope not. I hope not. I really do. Because I mean, they should have had the DH in both leagues already. I was mad that didn't happen. I just want to see guys hit. I don't want to see pitchers. And I know there's a different aspect of coaching in the National League and American League, but
yeah, but you're trying to sell the game, right? That's why you're doing all this dumb shit, right? You're changing all these rules to sell the game, and then yet you want more offense, but then you don't have the DH, right? So you eliminate more offense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your boy Bauer was swording guys up again, and I know you love it, so I just wanted to see get your thoughts on him swording guys up.
He's so good.
Juan Soto not running it out. I think learned a valuable lesson.
Do you have this on video?
I do have this on video.
Well, I want to see it because I didn't get to see it.
You didn't see this?
Everybody thinks this guy's one of the top players in the world.
I saw where he is considered. Somebody said something about
top 3.
He's the best hitter in the game.
Oh yeah, but he doesn't have to run though, right?
Apparently not.
Oh, okay.
So let's.
Oh, and it happened to be against our Orioles.
Yeah, so it was against Baltimore. The Juan Soto blunder of the year. Run scores, thrown out.
No, the run didn't score.
I'm saying the run would have scored.
And he's not running hard until the ball hits, and then he's out.
Couple things that probably won't happen again.
No, it won't.
I also saw where he was asked to apologize to his teammates. But also, that's probably why Baltimore is 17-29.
They couldn't catch a pop-up right in front of home plate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best players ever to play the game, though, right? Best. They're the best.
I mean, are you impressed with what Ohtani's doing?
Yes. Of course.
He's hitting 268, 14 bombs, 32 runs, 35 ribs, 1-0.
How's he only 1-0, though?
6 starts.
Get some run support.
2.37 ERA, 30 in the third innings pitched to 45 Ks.
Get some run support, man. Make some off-season deals.
But, I mean, that's better numbers than Soto's numbers.
Yeah.
I think batting average.
I don't think Juan Soto's
the best hitter in the game. I saw that on Twitter, and I was like, this guy's on crack.
Hell no.
Best hitter in the game? No. Not even, no. Better no. You think he's better than Tatis?
No.
Acuna?
No.
Negative? I don't know. It was a pretty good debate, but
He's
as far as reading it,
not even better than Shohei.
And how about Trey Turner? He's quietly putting together another season that nobody's talking about.
Mm-hmm. I mean, isn't he in the National League leads the home runs?
He's got 10, I think. Yeah, he might be up there. 25 and like 25 runs and 20-something RBIs. And he's usually, 1-2 hit leadoff guy?
He's a leadoff guy.
Stolen 8 bags, I think. 960 fielding percentage. He has 6 errors. And then I think finished 7th in the MVP voting last year.
When his numbers should have put him at 1 or 2.
Yeah, and he had some of the best numbers out there. So, again, Trey Turner putting together another solid season.
Trey, if you're listening to this, because I know you are, we would love to talk to you and get your opinion on last year's MVP voting.
The last thing I wanted to get to, the Rockies. Eric Kratz.
Was that the last thing, or is that one down
Yeah, we moved it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, we got Rizzo, too. We'll go to Rizzo first. In the news for some positive stuff, again. It always seems like it's something positive. Trying to get nachos for a baseball.
Nachos first. Then you get the ball. This is a business. This is business. I'll teach you life lessons early. You get the nachos, you get the ball.
And they wouldn't let him get the nachos because of
Why?
COVID protocol. But he signed the ball, I guess, and gave it to the kid.
So the kid can get COVID, but Rizzo can't.
Kid can't get.
So we care about Rizzo, but we don't care about a kid.
I don't know how that happened, but I did read that he'd gotten a ball to that kid, but he wasn't allowed to get any nachos. And that's a very good point, by the way. That's pretty funny right there. Because it doesn't make any sense.
No sense.
None at all.
Not.
But again, it's why we love Anthony Rizzo.
Yes. He's great for the game.
And I would like to see more stuff like that. It's the same thing. Like, I love seeing the Miggy videos of people interacting with the fans. Like Judge, same thing. Mm-hmm. I love that stuff. I wish there was more of it out there. But again, Anthony Rizzo in the news for some more funny, positive.
He probably had some nachos sent to the clubhouse after the game.
Again, so we'll finish with Eric Kratz was on the Curtain Call podcast. It's on the Yes Network. And he he did call out the Rockies, saying that they caught, with the Brewers, I believe. I'm assuming it was with the Brewers because they played him in 18, stealing signs. Basically doing what the Astros were doing. He also implied, he didn't say specific teams, he did mention other teams. Now, they played the Dodgers in the same postseason. And he didn't say the Dodgers, okay? But it was implied, maybe, that there's another team that they played in the postseason a lot recently, and even in the World Series, where they were under the impression of the same tech being used to steal signs.
No, not the Dodgers. They would never do anything like that.
So, personally, like hearing him talking about it, why he chose not to name the other two teams and then to name the Rockies, I don't understand that. And even to your point, as we talked earlier today on the phone, why now?
Why now? Why not back when all this was going on? That's why I wanted everybody to just come out with it at one time. Just let everybody just say, this team, this team, this team, this team. These are all the teams doing it. All your managers are suspended for a year. And players don't get anything. I don't know.
It was almost like
it's gonna be 2030, and they're gonna be like, yeah, back in 2018, the Baltimore Orioles were using it too, even though they were in last place every year.
Well, I feel like he was trying to not single out the Astros, which I guess I understand. But why not name
the other
teams? Why just Colorado? And again, why now?
Mm-hmm.
He said that they had the massage gun or whatever.
Yeah.
They were banging it against the metal seats in their dugout or something like that. I'm thinking they don't have metal benches.
Was it only against their team?
I guess.
I don't know.
But I mean, if you go look up at the Colorado's dugouts, they don't have metal. It's all wood. I don't know where they would have done it at.
I don't know. I'm kind of over it. All the cheating thing because everybody's doing it. Everybody did it.
I just thought it was news because nobody's been discussed other than the Astros. Although you and I have heard from sources and people that I believe and I value their opinion and I trust, honestly, that there were teams doing it. And maybe teams that
big market teams.
Maybe teams we did or didn't just bring up. But I think the MLB, well, you got to follow it up, right?
I don't know.
I mean, what you did to the Astros, you can't not follow this up. You have a player who played, 11 years or something like that in the big leagues? You can't just let it go.
I don't know. I don't know what Major League Baseball wants to do because they aren't doing anything right in the last couple of years. Everything they do is wrong.
I would like to see teams called out.
I would too. 100%.
If you're going to do it, do it. You know what I mean? If you're going to call one out, call them all out. Put everybody on blast.
I mean, you got your pension. You're good. You know, it doesn't matter anymore.
Well, that's what he said. He's like, I don't know anybody over there in Colorado. I don't know anybody over there. Fuck it.
So that's why you're calling them out?
Well, so do you know anybody? I don't know. I just know that there was more than one team, and he only named one team. And the clip's on there. Again, it's Curtain Call Podcast. Yes Network. And I'm sure most people listening have heard it already. But I just think if you're going to put them on blast, put them all. Get them all.
Yeah. I agree.
So, I did have a note on here, but I wanted to mention the Arenado play, the foul ball.
Oh, yeah.
Because initially, I was like, that's a foul ball. Mm-hmm. Were you in the same?
Yeah, 100%. Did the umpire though give the reason you told me?
No, I don't know. I didn't look into it.
See, that would make it different.
I'm a terrible producer at this. I'm a half.
Well, good thing I did it.
And so, why did you ask me? You didn't, did you?
So the rule is just give the rule though first because it'll bring some clarity a little bit to everybody.
The ball doesn't have to be
on the line,
touching the line, right? Mm-hmm. The ball, even if the ball is rolling, if the ball in any way is over the line, being a sphere, it is a fair ball. So I'm under the assumption there's a good video on YouTube about it that they felt like the ball was over the line. It doesn't have to touch, which would make it a fair baseball. And in that video, you can see as Arenado grabs it, something white kind of flies off from his hand.
It was just probably from when it rolled across the first place. There was white on the ball.
Chalk on it? Mm-hmm. Did you want it to be a foul ball?
Well, I mean, I like both of those guys. I like Arenado and Molina, and I feel like they wouldn't make a big fuss about it if it wasn't a foul ball.
I agree.
And the way umpiring's been this year... Who knows?
You kind of don't give them the benefit of the doubt.
No, not even.
And Arenado's not that kind of guy to stir up shit and get after an umpire.
Not even.
And they were very animated. And I mean, that's what they were saying on the call too. The commenters were like, or the announcers were just like, he wouldn't just, if he didn't feel like that ball was foul, he wouldn't have picked it up.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was an interesting play and a rule, because typically you just think, but I mean, it's just like a ball.
Yeah, like we talked about.
Going over the bag.
In the air. It doesn't touch the bag.
It doesn't have to land in fair territory.
Yeah.
So it's, but anything beyond the bag wouldn't have been the home plate umpire's call.
Yeah.
So interesting. You didn't get a very good angle on it. There's no good replay reviews of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, even the replays weren't even that good of an angle. I don't know why they don't have cameras in the dirt.
Yeah, like the NFL has the cameras at the field goal line.
I mean, you could put little cameras on each base pointing down the line.
Well, I thought why don't they? They should do that. You're a genius. We
should have invented it.
Don't they do that?
Gosh dang it.
They don't do that?
Millionaires. They should do it.
Put a camera right there facing all the baseline?
Yeah. then tags would even be better to get.
Oh, good old MLB. Are you watching it?
Heck no, I'm not watching it.
Well, you've been pretty busy.
I've been so busy with JUCO games, night games, early morning work, podcast stuff. We barely do podcast stuff anymore. Just been out recruiting and doing that kind of stuff. It's just been the last 2 weeks have been crazy.
And so to wrap up this episode of HIT.OR.DIE podcast, the JUCO circuit. Congratulations to COS. I know that stings, but to their players and coaching staff on winning the conference this season. You saw them a bunch of times. That's a good ball club.
They're good. So I'll just say this. The pitching was terrible in the league. Across the board, pitching was terrible. Offense was all pretty good for the most part. COS could swing it. Reedley could swing it. We could swing it. Merced swung it. So, I mean, it's just the pitching was just terrible. But, they won the league outright. I mean, it's not even a question.
Yeah, I think it's fair to everybody had the same schedule.
Everybody played each other 6 times. And
everybody had to deal with the same circumstances. But you guys finish up this week. City does. And be a nice little break going into the next few weeks and into the summer. But it'll be, you guys will get a full fall, I'm assuming, next year. And things will kind of get back on track, which it's so important.
It is.
It's so big, even for us, like with guys that didn't get a lot of varsity innings last year because we were senior heavy, it kind of killed a little bit. I mean, I've just noticed some details that we're trying to get in between games, and you've got other kids playing other sports. We're trying to stay healthy and have some legs, and I've noticed guys are getting tired. It made it difficult or challenging not to have a fall.
Yeah. No, and that's just like and nothing against COS. They had different protocol. They had a fall. They were able to practice and learn the bump plays and get a full team fall in, where I don't think Reedley or us did. But it's not an excuse. We all, had to play games and stuff, but it's definitely a little bit of an advantage. Just like Fresno State didn't get one when, all the teams back in the Midwest and East Coast kind of did. So, and some schools here on the West Coast got that. So 2020 and 2021, let's just get done with those 2 years and try to get back to normal. And,
Yeah, some stuff coming up that we're going to get into in the next week. We definitely need to get into the transfer portal.
I think there's like 1,800 kids in the transfer portal.
Yeah, it's outrageous and insane what's going on. And then we're definitely going to break down more of the high school stuff as we get into seedings in the next couple of weeks. We'll try to get out to some games. Obviously, I'll be hopefully playing in the playoffs with our team, making a run there. And then obviously more college stuff as the regionals get through. And again, congrats to Coach Deifel and the Arkansas Razorbacks as they take on Arizona this week in the Super Regional for the softball tournament. Get out there. Last week of track start is this week, and CMAC next week. Again, a big one with Bulletin Memorial to finish CMAC play there. That is another episode. HIT.OR.DIE podcast.
HIT.OR.DIE.